For making Kaju Katli, of course, we will be requiring kajus, that is cashews. We are using the inexpensive ones, the broken ones here. You can use broken or whole cashews. It doesn't make any difference in the making or taste of Kaju Katli. We are taking here 250 grams of kajus and we will grind them in small batches. Adding too many kajus at once will make the mixer grinder churn for a longer period of time so that it reaches every piece of kaju, resulting in the release of fat that we don't want. We want our kaju to be grinded as a flour. So here our first batch of kaju flour has come out. Let's sift it so that we get a fine powder. Let's grind this sifted out crumbly part again with added more kajus to it. You don't require your mixer grinder to churn for a longer period of time to grind these kajus. It hardly takes 1 or 2 seconds. If your mixer grinder has a pulse mode, you can even use your pulse mode to grind the kaju. Guys, you saw the mixer grinder churning. Here this was the real recorded time of grinding the kaju. Now we will repeat the process again what we did earlier till we are done with all our cashew nuts. And here now whole of the cashews have turned in cashew flour. Let's add to this flour 5 tablespoons of milk powder. This will give a nice milky flavor and somewhat white color to the Kaju Katli. Along with this, let's add half a teaspoon of green cardamom powder, elaichi powder. Mix both of them in the cashew flour. We are done with this. Let's keep this aside and start preparing our chashni. And for that, take about 3/4 cup of sugar, that is 150 grams. To this, we will add 1/3 cup of water, about 70 ml. Let this to boil over a low till the sugar melts. At this point, sugar has melted. You can see the bubbles here. After the sugar melts, keep the heat to a medium and let the sugar syrup to boil till we reach 2-thread consistency of the sugar syrup. It is 2-thread or you can call it thick 1-thread. To this sugar syrup, now we will add the mixed cashew flour. Remove it from the gas stove and then mix. We don't want the release of any kind of oil from the Kaju Katli flour. That's the reason we remove it from the heat. After we are done with mixing and we arrive to this paste-like consistency, let this to dry for about 5 to 7 minutes until it's warm but not hot. Spread it all over to your kadhai or the pan and let it to cool down evenly all over. After this Kaju Katli paste cools down, it becomes a bit less sticky and comes together like a dough. Next, take a plastic wrap or any kind of a plastic sheet. Thicker, it's much better to handle. To this, apply just a teaspoon of ghee to it. Keep in mind, don't apply or use too much of ghee in this Kaju Katli recipe, otherwise your Kaju Katli will never get firm or it will take too much of time to get solid or firm. Then after dropping the Kaju Katli dough, we will knead this for about 1 to 2 minutes till pliable or smooth. Guys, if you remember Badam Barfi, it was also made almost in the same way but with a slight difference. If you want to check out the recipe, the link is coming above. After we are done with kneading and it's smooth, roll it out into about 1 centimeter thickness. Here guys, let me tell you, we use plastic wrap to avoid hand touch that can make the Kaju Katli black in color. And now let's apply silver work over it. We will require about 8 works. This is optional. If you don't want, you can omit it out, but if you want to buy it, I have given the link below in the description. Next, we will let this to dry for an hour and then cut it out into pieces. Next, take a sharp knife and cut it in any shape as you like, but if you want to replicate the store-bought one, cut it in the diamond shape. You can keep this Kaju Katli stored for about 15 days in the refrigerator. And here our diamond Kaju Katli is ready. This Kaju Katli recipe has really turned out to be superb. We got approximately 28 pieces. So you saw with some useful tips to make and enjoy a perfect Kaju Katli this Diwali. To set our besan barfi, let's take a baking tray and grease it with anything like oil, butter or ghee all over and then keep this aside. Next, we will take a pan. In it add half a cup or 125 ml of ghee or butter. To this add 2 tablespoons of semolina, that is suji. Adding suji to the besan burfi makes it a bit flaky and lighter. Along with this, let's add 1 cup of besan. Here guys, keep in mind measurements are very important to make a perfect besan burfi. And now we will roast this mix of suji besan in ghee for about 20 to 25 minutes over a low heat until it gets golden brownish in color. You can roast the besan over a medium heat and it will take you hardly 10 to 12 minutes for roasting it, but you have to be very careful because it tends to get burnt very easily. At the initial stage, you will notice that the besan has absorbed whole of the ghee in itself and has become completely dry. But in later stage, like after 15 minutes, you will notice that the besan has started changing color and the ghee has also started releasing out, with the texture of besan becoming a bit liquidy. We need to continuously keep on stirring the besan, otherwise it might get burned easily, as I said earlier. And now within 20 minutes, besan has become aromatic, changed color to golden brownish. Add half a teaspoon of green cardamom powder along with 2 tablespoons of milk powder. Mix it properly and we got this wet sand-like texture here. Now put off the gas stove here and we will start preparing our chashni. And for the chashni or sugar syrup, let's take half a cup of sugar. To this we will add 1/3 cup of water. I always recommend to melt the sugar over a low heat because over a medium or a high heat water gets very soon evaporated and the sugar still remains undissolved and unmelted. Now here sugar has melted, water has become foamy. Let's boil it over a medium till we get the 1/3 consistency. And now as you can see here, we have got this 1/3 consistency of sugar syrup. Let's put off the heat and pour this sugar syrup immediately in the roasted besan. And now we will quickly mix it. It's still warm. Make a smooth paste out of this and then drop it in the greased tray. For more such easy sweet recipes, you can click the iCard link coming above or in the description below. Let's quickly level this up. Sprinkle over some thinly sliced almonds and pistachios. Slightly press them so that they can set in the burfi. Now allow besan burfi to come down to room temperature and then we will cut out pieces. You can keep this besan burfi stored in an airtight container in the refrigerator for about a month. From 1 cup of besan, we got approximately 8 big pieces of besan burfi. Do try and make this besan burfi this Diwali and enjoy with your family and friends. First we need to make a rabdi for double ka meetha, and for that we have taken 1 liter of milk and added it to a heavy bottom vessel so that the milk doesn't get burned. Here the milk which we are using is of 2% fat. You can use any kind of milk to make rabdi, but the milk having more fat content will be better. Now till the milk comes to a boil, we will keep it over a high heat, but as soon as the milk starts boiling, we will keep the heat to a low and let this boil till it comes to half or 1/3. Let the milk boil over a low heat, and by the time we will cut our bread slices. We have taken here 6 leftover bread slices. Leftover because they get dried in the refrigerator, and we want dried bread slices because when we will fry them, they will absorb less oil. After cutting out hard edges, let's cut them in triangles. Now on the other side, our milk has been boiling since half an hour. It has become half in volume but is still not thick, so we added half a cup of milk powder as we are using low fat milk. Keep on stirring in between and let this continue boiling over low. By the time we will fry our bread pieces, and for that we have taken clarified butter, desi ghee. After the ghee melts down and is hot, we will add the bread pieces to it and we will fry them on medium to high so that they don't absorb too much of ghee in themselves, and take them out when they are nice, crisp, golden in color. It will take you hardly a minute or two to fry them. We are almost done with the frying. It took us about 100 ml of desi ghee clarified butter to fry these pieces. Let's now strain out the excess ghee. On the other side, it has been an hour since our milk has been boiling. It has now become about 1/3 of what it was. Let's add half a teaspoon of green cardamom powder in it. Mix and we will put off the stove below. You can see the thick milk on spatula and the drops falling have also become quite thick. This ensures that the rabdi is ready, and when it cools down it will become much more thicker than what it is now. And after this we are required to make a sugar syrup. For that we have taken 1 cup of sugar. To this we added half a cup of water. Let the sugar melt in water at a low heat, and after the sugar melts we will put the heat to high and let this to boil till we get a one thread consistency. From the back of spatula we will take a little bit of sugar syrup between our thumb and index finger, and like this test it. If the stickiness is of one thread, then it's perfect. Now put off the heat below and add half a lemon to this sugar syrup to stop crystallization of sugar. Then immediately to this we will add fried bread pieces and let them remain in the sugar syrup not more than 30 seconds. If they remain for a longer time in sugar syrup, they will absorb too much of sugar syrup in themselves. Then quickly strain out the pieces. Now comes the last serving step. We have arranged the bread pieces. Over this we will pour the made rabdi. This double ka meetha or shahi tukra is always served warm. And after pouring rabdi we will add dry fruits to it, few raisins, kishmish, few chopped almonds, badam and few cashews, kaju. Guys, hope you like this double ka meetha shahi tukra recipe. Do make and enjoy. For the 2-layered coconut chocolate barfi, let's take small pieces of fresh coconut, brown skin removed. We'll grind them in small batches in a mixer jar. In small batches because we don't want the mixer grinder to turn for a longer time. That can make the release of oil from the coconut, which we don't want. And here our grinded coconut is ready. And next we will keep our molding tray ready. For that, grease the tray, or you can even line it with the butter paper before greasing it. But you also require to grease your butter paper before you drop your barfi mix over it. Now we will take half a cup of milk. To this we will add 1/4 cup of sugar. Let the sugar melt in the milk at a low heat, giving it a stir in between. And after the sugar melts, we will add to it 1 cup of fresh grinded coconut, 2 tablespoons of milk powder. If you don't have milk powder, instead of this you can even add the same quantity, that is 2 tablespoons of fresh cream. Along with it, add half a teaspoon of green cardamom powder. We will keep on cooking this and stirring this over a low to medium heat, keeping an eye over it till it comes down to a halwa type consistency, that is, it becomes a bit thicker and leaves sides. And now, as you can see, this is the ideal consistency. It has become quite thick, just like a halwa. Let's put off the heat and drop it in the greased tray. Level it up and we will keep this aside to cool down. While our first layer, the nariyal barfi, comes down to room temperature, we will start preparation for the second layer, and for that we have taken 1 cup of khoya, also known as mawa. In terms of weight, this is 200 grams. This is fresh, pure homemade mawa made just in 15 minutes. If you want to know the recipe for this, you can find the link coming above or in the description below. Add khoya in small pieces, and then to this we will add 1/4 cup of powdered sugar and 2 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder. Mix everything together, melting khoya over a very low heat. As soon as the khoya gets soft and everything blends together, immediately remove it from the heat. Don't overcook it. Keep on stirring it and you will find it in a completely liquid state. And after this, we will drop it over the first coconut barfi layer. Level it up like a smooth glass layer. Next, we just need this to refrigerate for a couple of hours before we can cut or demold it. After 2 hours, take out your delicious coconut chocolate burfi using a sharp knife. Cut out pieces big or small as you like. If you refrigerate this 2-layered burfi, you can enjoy it for a week